Welcome to Nature's Guardians. I'm Micah Siegel. Each week, I talk with people working to save and help animals around the world. They are nature's guardians, and you can become one too. Today, I'm talking with Olivia Anderson from Trunks Up. Welcome to the show, Olivia.
Thanks, Micah. It's great to be here.
Great to have you. So, what does your organization do?
So, Trunks Up helps preserve and protect endangered Asian elephants, mainly in Southeast Asia, and specifically, we focus on Thailand.
What what do you do for the elephants?
Yeah, great question. So, Asian elephants have a very different plight than African elephants. So, in Africa, a lot of people are aware of the challenges that they face. Poaching is a huge issue, as I'm sure you're aware. Whereas Asian elephants, it's quite different. So, with Asian elephants, the females actually typically don't even have tusks. There are small little ones that some of them have, but for the most part, ivory trade is really not their main issue. The main plight for Asian elephants is tourism. So what happens here? It's a very sad reality of elephant performances and shows and all sorts of things. So basically, the what goes on is there's a very small wild elephant population in Thailand. There's about 3,000. At the beginning of the 20th century, there was actually about 100,000. So you can see, so it's declined so dramatically. And what they do is they will typically capture a baby elephant, separate it from its mother, and then the elephant goes through something that they call the crush. So it's a really, really traumatic, horrible training process for these baby elephants. They get tied up to these wooden boxes typically, and they essentially get abused until they submit to humans. So essentially, they lose all of the love that they have for their herd and their mother. And they basically are just completely submissive because they're so scared of humans and the abuse that they realistically know, is at the forefront of their existence. And so, what happens from there is these baby elephants, they get trained to do a number of things. So it could be elephant riding, so where they learn how to, ride with, have people ride on their backs with a saddle. There's
Mhm.
also elephant shows, so similar to a circus, like an elephant performance, throwing a ball, looking really cute, but the reality is an elephant does not want to be doing that. That's not their natural behavior. And they see that their handler has what they call a bull hook. So it's a very sharp, curved knife that they use to typically they will touch the elephants in really soft areas so the elephant knows essentially what could happen. So really soft areas of an elephant are behind its ears, on top of its head, behind its legs or knees. So it's places that tourists maybe don't necessarily see the scars from, but the elephants are very aware that that bullhook is there. So what we do at Trunks Up is we rescue elephants from abusive tourism. So we work with a renowned conservationist named Lek Chilert. She was actually named one of the top 10 female conservationists in the world recently by the BBC. So that was really great. She's won all kinds of incredible awards. And she is essentially the elephant whisperer of Thailand. So she knows everything that is happening with all the elephants around Thailand. And she has been working her entire life to educate people about what elephants face in tourism, essentially. And so she owns a beautiful sanctuary called Elephant Nature Park that we partner with directly. And what we do is we help raise money in the US to rescue elephants in Thailand and bring them out of the abusive tourism industry and bring them into sanctuary.
Is are these circuses and shows illegal?
No, they're not illegal. So there's not much that is illegal in Thailand, to be fair, when it comes to animal abuse. There's been a lot of strides to try and make legislative changes, which obviously is the final hope that would really make a lasting change. But realistically, there's a lot of people that rely on these businesses to be able to feed their families. So it's a very difficult situation, and the government doesn't want to restrict these people's income, at the end of the day. And so there's really nothing that is preventing people other than lack of education. So we find that we have worked with elephant owners in smaller projects. We call them saddle off projects. So we're taking the saddle off, no more elephant riding, and we're teaching them that you can actually have a sustainable, ethical model of tourism. People from the West still want to see elephants, and they're honestly happy just to learn about them and be around them. They don't have to ride
Mhm.
them to be able to have a business.
So, what do you do in this process, and how many have you rescued?
Yeah, great question. So the rescuing process is quite complicated because not only do we have to have the money, which is a considerable amount per elephant. Elephants are pretty expensive. But
Yeah.
then we have to convince the owner that they should sell their elephant, which a lot of owners are very reluctant to do because a lot of the time, especially in we are sanctuaries in northern Thailand that we work with, and in northern Thailand there is Hill tribe Karen people, and so that culture is very prominent in that area. And typically, it won't be one sole owner of an elephant. It'll be maybe an entire family that owns an elephant, or a whole community that owns an elephant, and then they lease that elephant out to work elephant riding or maybe illegal logging or something. And that's how the whole community makes money. So it can be difficult when you're having a conversation. You say, I would like to buy my elephant from you. And they're like, okay, great. I need to talk to these 50 people and see if everybody agrees. So it can be
Yeah.
quite difficult to rescue overall. Save
Mhm.
Elephant Foundation, which is the Thai nonprofit that Lek Chyler has founded. So we've saved around over 200 elephants. And there are about 3,800 captive elephants in Thailand. So we're definitely making waves. I think the biggest thing that Lek has been able to do truly is start changing people's ideas of how they think about elephant tourism. And so there's so many more Western people that are now aware of the abuse that elephants face, and they're actually demanding for more ethical tourism experiences. And so that's what we can really hope, because the owners, they're going to do what the people want at the end of the day. They just want to make money and they want people to come visit their elephants. And so if we get more people to be strong on their convictions and say, no, I don't want to ride an elephant. I don't want to bathe an elephant. I just want to be there, maybe prepare some nice rice balls for the elephant to eat, something that's enjoyable for everybody. Then we see those owners and they start, and if you walk around cities like Chiang Mai, you'll actually now see signs that say no elephant riding, ethical sanctuary. So the industry is changing, and that's really the biggest impact we can make. But we typically, as chunks up, we rescue 2 to 3 elephants a year. Typically, there might be in 2020, I think we rescued nine elephants. So it definitely depends on the
Yeah.
situation. But
Mhm.
Save Elephant Foundation also does have global support. So we rescue some of the elephants. There's some wonderful organizations in Germany and the Netherlands that rescue them as well. So we really have a really fantastic community of elephant lovers that all come together. And whenever there's an elephant in need, and Lek has made that negotiation, and we know that the elephant can be rescued, then everyone comes and makes sure to raise the money for them.
I used to live in Switzerland, and there was this zoo. It was pretty nice, and they had lots of animals. They had camels. I remember that. They had dolphin shows, I think. Um, but there you could ride on elephants, and I did. It was
Wow.
an Asian elephant. And I was like 6 years old, so I didn't think much of it, but now learning about it, yeah, it's a big deal. And that actually stopped. There's this new law in Switzerland, I'm pretty sure, and they stopped riding of elephants in zoos. Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
So what do you do? What's your story? How did you get involved?
Yeah, that's a good question. So I grew up in the Texas Hill Country. So surrounded, my mom is a big animal lover. She has been a vegetarian pretty much her whole life. I was a vegetarian for many, many years. I just, that was my biggest focus was just my love for nature and animals in general. So I grew up with, horses and goats and chickens and all sorts of things, and kind of learned to care for all these different animals. And so when I got into the real world after graduating from university, I wasn't sure. I really wanted to make a positive impact on the world, but in today's job market, that's not the easiest thing to do. You'll find that soon, Micah, eventually, but I think you're going to have way better success than I did. So I ended up getting into a tech company where I worked on big social media communities for a few years. And eventually I really didn't want to do that anymore. I really wanted to do something that I could go to bed and feel good about myself, that I was making some positive impact for the world. So luckily, through some family friends, they were actually already in the elephant world. And so one of my really good family friends, she has a local nonprofit in Austin, Texas, that actually does raise money locally for the Elephant Nature Park Sanctuary in Thailand. And so she knew of my boss now looking for somebody that was really great at social media that could help out with a lot of different areas of the business. And so we ended up, I had kind of wasn't really sure what I was going to do. I took this interview and it was honestly like stars aligning, an absolute dream situation. And so I've been at Trunks Up for a little over 2 years now, and it's just the best job I could ever hope for, honestly.
Awesome. What do you do at Trunks Up?
Yeah. So I'm the communications manager. So I run all of the social media. So I go to Thailand a couple times a year, and I record really great videos and photos of definitely the elephants that we rescue. And we also run a foster program so people can adopt an elephant and help contribute to their daily care on a monthly basis. So I find all of our elephants, I see what they're up to, I get updates on them, get all the beautiful content. And also all of the amazing elephants at Elephant Nature Park, so just spend time really understanding their stories and their backgrounds, because each one has such unique stories, and it's amazing to be able to share that with our followers. And so that's my main job, is just gathering these stories, making it really meaningful and impactful, so that our audience can connect with each individual elephant. And then I also do all the day-to-day communications. So when we do big fundraisers or build even like new websites and stuff like that, I kind of am the one that handles a lot of it and does the copywriting.
What does your group need most to help animals?
I think spread awareness is the number one thing, because there are so many people that love elephants. I mean, elephants are probably one of the most loved animals in the entire world. And so many people, even with me now, well, that know that I'm in the elephant business, if you will. I'll have friends send me videos of like, oh, look at this elephant painting. How amazing and intelligent is this elephant? And I'm like, no. This elephant doesn't want to be painting. It's being controlled. Like, yes, it looks really cute, but elephants don't want to be doing this. It's great when they're able to live as naturally as possible. That's really what our goal is. And so, if I'm even educating people that I know closely, and they don't know what is happening behind the closed doors, then you can just imagine how many people are unaware. And the more awareness there is about the reality of how elephants are treated, I think the industry will completely change. Like people want to treat animals well for the most part. So if each person could just do their part and just spread the message, then there's a little education can go a long way.
That's what we're doing right now.
Yes,
So
that's awesome.
also painting elephant. That's like just imagining that. That's nuts. Thank you so much for talking with me, Olivia, and thank you for watching. You can help animals by hitting the like button and subscribing to this channel. I'll see you next time on Nature's Guardians.
Do it again.
What?
One.
Yeah, I'm so bad at doing this. I'm not an actor.
You got it.
Okay. Thank you so much for talking with me, Olivia, and thank you for watching. You can help animals by hitting the like button and subscribing to this channel. I'll see you next time on Nature's Guardians. Bye.